Welcome to the discussion on a question related to total pressure and center of pressure of the immersed surfaces. This is from previous KTU examination question paper. Derive an expression for total pressure and center of pressure of an inclined plane surface submerged in a liquid. Let us assume that the liquid has a density rho and specific weight W is equal to rho into G. This is a simple line sketch showing the inclined immersed surface. Let this be the arbitrary shape of the lamina concerned. So here we have the surface of the lamina inclined at an angle theta to the horizontal. That is inclined at an angle theta to the free surface. The edge view of the immersed surface is shown over here. And it is inclined at an angle theta to the free surface, and the free surface or 0, 0 level is represented here, where the gauge pressure is equal to 0. We know that on the free surface atmospheric pressure is acting, and the value of atmospheric pressure on the gauge pressure scale is taken as 0. As we go down the free surface, the pressure intensity increases, and that is defined by hydrostatic law. Pressure intensity at a depth of h is given by P is equal to WH. We will consider a lamina and its arbitrary shape for the derivation purpose. So let this be the auxiliary top view of the inclined lamina here. This is the edge view of the same. We know that the center of pressure will lie below the center of gravity, because the pressure distribution as we go down, so that will be strengthened, or the pressure intensity increases with depth. So therefore, the point of application of the resultant hydrostatic force, so that will be moving towards or shifted towards the bottom side. Now consider a reference axis at 0, 0 level, that is free surface level, that is perpendicular to this edge. So that is indicated over here. In fact, this line in the auxiliary top view is actually along the free surface, and this line is normal to this edge view of this plane. Depth of the center of pressure is below the free surface by a distance h star, and depth of the center of gravity is below the free surface by a distance h bar. We know that h star is greater than h bar. Now the total pressure force is acting in this direction. It is always normal to the surface concerned. Here we have the inclined surface. It is inclined at an angle theta with the free surface, or theta with the horizontal. If you consider an arbitrary area, as in the case of vertically immersed lamina, this procedure is exactly the same. The only difference is here we have to take some reference distances normal to this reference axis. That is y, y bar and y star corresponding to h, h bar and h star. We can correlate these distances y, y bar and y star. What is y? See, we will consider an arbitrary elementary area dA, as in the case of vertically immersed lamina, and at a depth of what? H below the free surface. Now the corresponding distance measured along the lamina, along the plane of the lamina, from the reference 0, 0 reference axis shown over here, that is at the free surface level. See, that is indicated by y. What is the relation between this y and this h? See, you can get it from here. The distance y is from the point O to the point D. Actually, OD is y. And what is h? H is DE, and this is a right triangle. And if you take sine theta, then sine theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. That is DE by OD. Therefore, that is h divided by y. That is sine theta. So therefore, what is h? H is equal to y sine theta. Similarly, this y bar and y star are related to this h bar and h star by the equations. H bar is equal to y bar sine theta and h star is equal to y star sine theta. Being an inclined plate, we require the reference distances y, y bar and y star from the reference axis 0, 0 level at the free surface of the liquid measured along the plane of the inclined surface. Therefore, h is equal to y sin theta and h bar is equal to y bar sin theta and h star is equal to y star sin theta. What is h star? H star is the distance we have to find out, that is the depth of the center of pressure of this inclined immersed lamina from the free surface. Now the procedure is exactly the same as in the case of vertically immersed lamina, but as and when required we will introduce the inclination theta, that's all. The main logic is the same. Using hydrostatic law, the pressure intensity P at a depth of h below the free surface. What is that? P is equal to WH, where W is equal to rho into G, that is the weight density, W. Now we are considering the elementary area, dA, and what is the hydrostatic force acting on this? See, the elementary area will be somewhere here, it's very small here in this edge view, and in this auxiliary top view it can be shown like this. So what is that force acting on this elementary area due to the hydrostatic pressure P? What is the value of P? P at a depth of h, that is W into h. So that pressure multiplied by the elementary area, that will be the pressure force dF. Being an elementary area, we designate the force on that area by the letter dF, and dF is equal to that pressure P multiplied by area dA. So that is WH into dA. What is the total pressure force on the entire lamina? Now we have considered an elementary area, and now we want to find out from that, we will integrate and find out the total pressure or resultant hydrostatic force on the entire inclined immersed lamina. So that is given by F is equal to integral dF over the area A. What is dF? That is WH into dA, equation number 1. So WH into dA integrated over the entire area A. W is a constant being incompressible fluid. This is a liquid here. W multiplied by integral of HdA over the area A. Let it be equation number 2. We know that H is equal to what? H is equal to y sin theta. That is the distance measured along the plane of the immersed surface from the reference axis OO. Okay. So what we are going to do is this H is replaced by y sin theta. So if you do that, then what you can get? Integral h dA over the area A, that is integral of y sin theta into dA. Now sin theta can be taken out because that is a constant. So integral of y dA over the area A. See, from integral of h dA, now we have converted that in terms of y dA. And sin theta we have taken out being a constant. So what is integral of y dA? Integral y dA we need to find out. For that, what is y dA? That is the first moment of area dA about the reference axis 0, 0. Okay. So what we can do now is we integrate it over the entire area A in order to find out the first moment of the complete area about this reference axis. Y dA integrated over the entire area, that gives area into y bar. So therefore, integral h dA we started with, that now we got sin theta multiplied by integral y dA. Now what is integral y dA over area A? That is area multiplied by the centroidal distance. The only thing is that now the distances should be specified in terms of y. So here integral y dA over the entire area A is the first moment of the complete area A with respect to that reference axis 0, 0. So sin theta multiplied by area into y bar. See, that is integral h dA over area A. Now we will go back to the equation 2. What is that? The force F is equal to W into integral h dA over area A. See this integral h dA over area A, now we have found out that that is nothing but equal to AH bar. In fact, the very same expression we got in the case of vertically immersed lamina also. Even though we used the distances in correlation with y coordinates from the reference axis 0, 0 as indicated in the diagram, ultimately we got that integral h dA over area A is equal to AH bar itself. So what does it mean? F is equal to W into integral h dA over area A. So integral h dA over area A, even in this case of inclined lamina, it is same as area into h bar. So total hydrostatic force F is equal to W A h bar, same as that in the case of vertically immersed lamina. See, for solving numericals, we are not going to be bothered about the distance y, y bar or y star. It is only for the derivation we will locate the center of pressure. The same procedure. We will use the Varignon's principle of moments. That means the moment of the resultant force about a reference, that will be equal to the algebraic sum of the moments of the component forces about the same reference. So here we have the total moment of forces acting on all such elementary strips with respect to the reference axis OO, that will be equated to the moment of the resultant F about the reference axis OO. So moment of the resultant about the reference axis is F multiplied by the distance y star, because the line of action of F is indicated here, and the point here is CP, and CP, that auxiliary top view, is shown by this line, that is at a distance of y star measured along the inclined surface from O to the point CP. Remember what is this y, you know, OD is y, and O to CG center of gravity is y bar, and O to the point CP, that is y star. So only thing is that while taking moment of the force F about the point O or the reference axis O, what we need to take is F multiplied by the perpendicular distance, this one. So here, for taking moment of the total pressure force about the reference axis, what we do is we will take the magnitude of the force F multiplied by the perpendicular distance from the line of action of the force, that is this one, from the reference point O or the reference axis O, that is this distance y star. So F into y star is the moment of the total pressure force about the reference point. Now we will take the algebraic sum of the moments of all the hydrostatic forces acting on such elementary strip comprising the total area A. So by integrating the moment dm naught, as we have done in the case of the vertical lamina, dm naught is equal to df into y, and dm naught is df into y. See what is df? Df is acting here, see df will be acting here, and that is at a distance of y from the point O. So therefore df into y, that is dm naught. The moment of df on the elementary area dA about the axis OO, that is at the free surface. Now dm naught is equal to WH into dA, because df is given by WH into dA, the pressure intensity into area, we know it already. And then what about H? H can be replaced in terms of y, so H is equal to y sin theta, we know it already. So WH into dA into y. So what do you get? You can replace this H by the term y sin theta. So W into y sin theta into dA into y. So what is dm naught? W sin theta into y square dA. So this is the moment of the force dF acting on the elementary area dA about our reference. Now we will integrate this dm naught over the entire area A to get the algebraic sum of the moments of all such forces on all possible elementary areas which form the inclined immersed lamina having area A about the axis O. So we will take the moment of all such forces acting on all the elementary areas which comprise the total area A. So therefore the algebraic sum sigma m naught, that is equal to integral dm naught over area A, that is integral of w sin theta into y square dA over the area A, because dm naught is given by the expression 7. So w sin theta is a constant, so it can be taken out of the integral. So the variable part is integral y square dA. So w sin theta into integral y square dA over the area A. Let it be equation number 8. Now what is this y square dA? See, y square dA is the second moment of area. See, as we said in the case of y dA as the first moment of area, this is the second moment of the same area dA about the reference axis OO, as discussed before. So the second moment of area, moment of inertia of the lamina about the reference axis OO parallel to the centroidal x-axis axis of the lamina. Now that is found out by integral of y square dA. See, actually y square dA is the second moment of area dA about the reference axis. Now integral of y square dA over the area A is second moment of the entire area. Entire area A about the same reference axis. That axis is parallel to the centroidal x-axis axis. I will show you that the centroidal x-axis axis is here, that is this x-axis, and that is parallel to the reference axis OO or 0, 0. So that reference axis, with respect to that, now the moment of the entire area, that is I naught. And now this I naught of we can replace this integral of y square dA over the area A. That part we can replace by this I naught. So substitute this 9 in equation 8. What you can get is algebraic sum of moments sigma m naught as w sin theta into integral of this y square dA over area A. You can replace by I naught. So sigma m naught is equal to w sin theta into I naught. So what you can get now? This algebraic sum of moments will be equal to the moment of the resultant about the same reference axis. What is the moment of the resultant? F into y star. So this is from where? From the principle of moments, Varignon's principle of moments from elementary engineering mechanics. So F into y star is equal to the algebraic sum of the moments which we obtained in equation number 10. So F into y star is equal to w sin theta into I naught. From the principle of moments you can equate the two. So you will get y star is equal to w sin theta into I naught divided by F. What is I naught? I naught is the area moment of inertia of the inclined immersed surface, inclined lamina having area A about the reference axis OO parallel to the centroidal axis XX. Now we will replace that in terms of the moment of inertia of the lamina about its own centroidal x-axis axis parallel to that reference axis OO. How do we do that? We will use parallel axis theorem. So I naught is equal to Ig plus area into distance square. See this is the reference axis OO, and the centroidal x-axis axis is here passing through the center of gravity. They are separated by the distance y bar. So you can use parallel axis theorem to shift the reference axis in the expressions for moment of inertia. So the area moment of inertia of the lamina with reference to the reference axis OO, that is I naught, is equal to this Ig plus area into the distance between the two parallel axes, that is y bar and square of that. So I naught is equal to Ig plus area into y bar squared. So we are going to replace I naught by that expression, because very often for different laminas in numerical problems, we know the moment of inertia of the lamina about its own centroidal axis parallel to the free surface. So Ig we know, so we can straight away you can substitute that. So this I naught we will replace in terms of Ig by using parallel axis theorem. So please substitute that. Along with that, this y star, see we know that h star is equal to y star sine theta. So y star now we can replace. For our convenience, we have introduced the references y, y bar and y star. Now we will try to replace them by the original vertical respective heights h, h bar and h star as per the requirement. So h star is equal to y star sine theta. So y star is equal to h star divided by sine theta. Similarly, y bar sine theta is equal to h bar. So as and when required, we will do that. So this y star is replaced by h star by sine theta. That is equal to this w sine theta into I naught divided by this f. What is f? F is w a h bar. For inclined surface or vertically immersed surface or inclined immersed surface, the total pressure expression is w a h bar. So w and w will be cancelled, and so what remains is I naught into sine theta divided by h bar on the right hand side. Now this h star by sine theta is there on the left hand side. So take this sine theta on the left hand side to the right hand side. So what you will get, h star is equal to this I naught into this sine theta multiplied by this sine theta over here. So sine square theta divided by h bar. Now we will replace I naught by Ig plus area into y bar square. So Ig plus area into y bar square divided by h bar, then into outside the bracket you have sine square theta. If you distribute the denominator and open the bracket simultaneously, so Ig sine square theta divided by h bar plus ay bar square into sine square theta divided by h bar. So what do you get? See, this is sine square theta, is not sine theta square, sine, otherwise you need a bracket here or you use sine square theta. So we know that y bar square sine square theta is h bar square. So now this y bar sine theta whole square is this part, so that is h bar square. So what do you get? Ig sine square theta divided by h bar plus, here replace this y bar sine theta by h bar. So what you get is a into h bar square divided by h bar. So h bar from both numerator and denominator will be cancelled, and what remains on the second term is only h bar. So what do you get? Ig sine square theta by h bar plus second term is reduced to h bar only. So what does it mean? H star is equal to h bar plus Ig sine square theta by h bar. So what is the difference in expression for the location of center of pressure for vertically immersed lamina and inclined immersed lamina? See, the only difference is in the case of inclined immersed lamina, on the second term we have a sine square theta also. So please note the difference. So otherwise more or less the procedure and all will be the same. In fact, we have introduced some reference distances in between like y, y bar and y star. And finally we will suitably replace it back in terms of what? H, h bar and h star. Finally, while solving numerical problems, we need to bother about only this h bar and h star. What is h bar? That is the depth of the center of gravity below the free surface, the vertical distance. And what is h star? It is the vertical depth of the center of pressure below the free surface. You know that h star is greater than h bar. The difference is this term, h star minus h bar, that will be this term Ig sine square theta by ah bar. See, very often this kind of derivations will be asked in the university examinations. You will be asked to derive the expression for total pressure and center of pressure in the case of inclined immersed lamina with usual notations. You have to arrive at this expression for the center of pressure, location of center of pressure or depth of the center of pressure below the free surface, the vertical distance in the case of inclined immersed lamina. And in the case of inclined immersed lamina, the total pressure force F is equal to WH bar, and that expression is same as that of the vertically immersed lamina. With this, I wind up this lecture. Have a happy learning experience. Thank you so much.